Welcome, welcome. It's Amina's House Podcast, episode 139. We made it. I'm Mina SayWhat.
I'm Shana B.
Garnett Briscoe, a.k.a. Sherlock Homeboy.
So we had this huge storm, and we're just all super lucky to even have power. So
yeah.
I slept right through it.
Really?
Did you?
I slept right through it.
That's why Garnett isn't Garnett. That's why Dexter One isn't here, because he lost power.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably hasn't gotten it back. He might pop in at some point, but who knows? So how y'all doing? Y'all all sick? Well, Garnett, you're sick, right?
Here you go. I got a headache.
You have a clear COVID-19 symptom.
I hate you. It's so many symptoms under that, though.
Do you have blue toes?
No, my toes is just ugly. It's just ugly. Now, if we going by toes, maybe. I might be really sick if we going by toes.
Just take the test.
Take the test. Take the test.
Come with it. I'm not sure.
We both took it already.
Right.
I'm just saying, where's this going for the people that's taking it? Are they gonna pull up to your crib with this?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, like my sister told me, when we go do anything, our DNA, everything, it's already out there. When you giving blood before you get, it's already out there being collected and manipulated. So go ahead and get your test and make sure you're okay.
Right. And it's not even that. Like, if you got it, you got it. There's nothing the test can do. It's more so you know that you have it, so you can tell other people who you've come in contact with, or quarantine yourself so you don't infect more people.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. So, are you going to take a test?
No, I refuse. I'm going against the grain.
Why are you like that?
Let's see how we'll check in with you tomorrow and see how you're feeling.
Yeah.
See if you still feel this
Definitely
way.
call me tomorrow. See where I'm at. See what I'm doing.
Did you take any medicine?
Just like Tylenol and stuff like that, just for the headache. But other than that, I'm fine.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a Mina's House podcast trip right to the COVID testing place. And we all gonna get tested.
All in the car.
All right. Just so we are clear. All right. We have a guest joining us. Woo!
Yay!
Angelica Villa, Roc Nation artist, is supposed to pop in. So I'm excited about her. I've interviewed her a couple of times. She's a sweetheart. Her debut project came out. It must suck to put out your debut project in the middle of a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to talk to her about that. I see she posts, about just that process and what that has to be like.
Yeah, so it must be really difficult. So we'll talk to her, show her some love. I listened to the project. I really like it, but she has a really, really good voice. She's a sweet person. So and she has Fat Joe behind her, and he's just very involved in that whole situation. So she'll be popping in at some point. I want to get to what's in our feed because I am super excited about Power Book 2. They released the trailer. Mary J. Blige, the queen, is in this. So what do we think? Oh Lord, what was that about? What do we think?
So I actually am excited about this particular Power Book. I think what took my is knowing that there are all these other Power Books coming afterwards. It's almost like, had I not known that, I'd be more excited about this one. Like, you should have probably saved some of that from us. But I get to build off of it and say to fans, like, stay tuned, stay in it while they did it. But then it was almost like, really? We went 5 Power Books?
So you're overwhelmed, basically.
Yeah.
I'm just interested to see how well this plays out, to see if I'm going to be interested in the other Power Books that's going to come out. So I'm just happy that, I get a chance to get some more content. I think, I forget Tariq's real name, but I think he's a great actor. So.
Michael.
Rainey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But I think he's a great actor. So
he is, because he made me hate him.
Exactly. No, yeah. I rock with Reek. I'm a huge fan of Reek on the show, so I'm happy, he's getting a chance to really, become a star. So yeah, I'm just interested to see how good this one is, so I can, hopefully get interested in the other 4 books from this show. So.
You know what? It really highlights how much of a great actor Omari Hardwick is. We're gonna see. because he was the catalyst of the whole power, you know. And now that he's not involved, I mean, they literally built the whole storyline around him, and he's not involved at all. They were still talking about him being dead or whatever, who killed him. Like, that is still part of the storyline.
Well, that's the only thing that I am a little excited about, to see how that plays out, because we know how it ended, and you know, which you can see from the trailer. So that's the only part that has me like, all right, I'm gonna watch. And like you said, they have Mary J. Blige, Method Man, like, so they do have some amazing people that are gonna come, you know, throughout this power book.
You know, and I'm not trying to throw no shade, but I was a little skeptical about Mary and her acting. But from the trailer, it looks good.
Listen. We gave Lala a lot of benefit of doubt, so we can at least give the queen some too. So
exactly, she was good in that one movie. What was it, Mudbound or whatever that was? She did good.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, you're right. Actually, I don't know. I just feel like I'm skeptical about any artist transitioning into that field, because I almost feel like they do it when it's like, oh well, the music sucks. My music ain't, or it's either when their music ain't hitting anymore. Not that that's the you know, the case with the queen, but I almost feel like when people are done with music, they start transitioning into acting. You know,
sometimes
for the older people, the younger kids, they get it earlier. A lot of the younger kids are singing and acting at the same time. But I'm talking about bags. Right, Diggy, Hoey, Chloe and Halle.
Hoey.
Dang, how you really feel?
I didn't mean that. I'm excited to see it, you know, and I think Mary's gonna kill this, seriously.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, speaking of Lala too, I watched the Shy. She's in the Shy. I think she's doing good in the Shy, though. I think she stepped it up.
She's doing good in the Shy. I was just giving you those spaces so we can talk about the Shy offline.
I still haven't seen it. I have to check it out. Everybody's telling me to watch it.
It's so good.
Check it out when you can.
I will. Okay, moving on. Garnett, I really wanted to talk to you about this, because J. Cole, and as much as I love J. Cole, but we're talking about people transitioning away from music into other things. And not that it can't be done. I don't want to limit people by no means, but, you know, some dreams, you know, aren't that obtainable. So J. Cole is 35 years old. Now, he always had this dream of playing basketball and going to North Carolina, and he ended up not playing ball and then, you know, going on with his rap career. But at 35 years old, do you think J. Cole can really play professionally?
I mean, I don't see NBA, but I get it. I mean, a couple years ago, I know Gilly the Kid worked out for the Sixers G League team.
I remember that.
You know, which is, you know, respectable and reasonable, but it's also marketing around it and stuff like that. So, do I think he's NBA caliber? Probably not, because there's a lot of, you know, young kids coming up that are very talented. But what I will say is, you know, for the teams that do want to work him out, you know, I feel like it is good. Get some fans in there, you know, hopefully have him perform at a halftime show or something like that. You know.
Coming off the bench.
Well, listen, even if they end up playing him, it's like, you know, it's the Pistons aren't that great of a team, and no disrespect to everybody that's on there, but, you know, I mean, Master P played for a couple teams, you know, and so maybe we can see what's going on with J. Cole.
Is that why Master P's involved? I was confused as to that connection there.
Yeah, so I mean, Master P, he tried out for the Raptors and also was it the Charlotte Hornets or the New Orleans Hornets at the time? I just know it was the Hornets. But
I think they were in New Orleans at the time.
New Orleans at the time, okay. And, you know, he's also big with, he was representing players as agents and stuff like that.
Oh.
So, yeah.
And then he was, like, trying to start his own league at one point.
I'm pretty sure he was. Master P always on top of something.
Yeah.
Right. I was wondering what that connection is. I'm like, are they friends? Like, well, I don't understand why he keeps speaking on his behalf. Do you think J. Cole could transition and play for the Pistons, Shana?
Listen, it's hard. Like, you know, those guys and I'm not saying that he doesn't have dedication and his own
Mhm.
private training and whatever he does. But that's a different level. And then again, the intensity of what you have to play at is a different level. Maybe, and again, this is not even disrespecting the G League teams, but maybe he could be on the G League team. I don't know. I mean, again, look at how many great basketball players that we know that don't make it professionally.
Right.
Just in general, it's not like a football team or a baseball team where you have tons of players. You got about 15 on the roster. It's hard to get those spots.
Yeah. I just think in general, there's not even a lot of pro players that are 35 to begin with.
Right. And then his age.
So, right. So take away the talent. It's more so like the condition of your body. Can you withstand some of the things that you have to go through?
Mhm.
And, and then just even players who have been playing their whole lives are not playing at 35 because of what happens with your body after a certain amount of time.
Right. Everybody
So,
ain't Vince Carter.
right.
Right. That's a fact. Everybody was.
So,
Shout out to Shana too for the Iverson shirt, man. I appreciate that. Shout out to
Shana's the president of the Allen Iverson Club.
Right, but this is a Root to Fight shirt, but I love Root to Fight.
He's still out here doing stuff for the Sixers, I see.
Yeah. They have their new capsule that came out.
Yep,
So,
I saw that.
they had him modeling.
Right, I saw a little photo
Christian.
shoot.
Mr. Crosby thinks he can be a model.
Christian is the Sixers in Arena host for those who are like, who's Christian?
And he does a damn good job at it too.
He's everything. He's a model. He raps. Like,
his own line.
Right. So let's talk about Justin and Justin Timberlake and Usher. To be honest, I don't know why people are like pushing for this Usher versus battle. Like, I don't really care.
So let me just tell you, and we talked about the verses, how I feel like I do like highlighting, music, because I love music.
Yeah.
I love highlighting music and these wonderful artists. I feel like we could still use the platform and almost call it like something else because, I don't know, it's just, at the time where we were at the pandemic and being shelter in place, it was like, you didn't have nowhere to go. But now that we have places to go, I mean, I don't know. It's great to highlight and give people their flowers while they're here for sure. But at the same time, I'm not pressed for anyone's, why don't you just have some listening parties or something on Instagram and then I'll just listen kind of thing. I don't know.
I feel like people are forcing this Usher thing. Like, I don't know.
He keeps coming up with, could he go with this person? Could he go with this person?
And I don't know where it's coming from.
Well, this one came from Timberlake himself.
Yeah.
This particular one, and Timberlake obviously has worked with both of them, so he kind of is the one pushing this one on social with him and Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I mean, if that's something that is going to happen, I don't see it being a bad thing. I think that's a pretty good battle. What I will say is, I think people need to stop. I'm not gonna say disrespect, but underestimating Usher's catalog, man. Like,
is that what we're doing?
I got a catalog.
I don't think that was ever a debate. I just don't care.
Well, no, I'm my bad. I'm just saying as far as like the people that they're trying to put him up against, and there's no disrespect.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It's no disrespect. I think Justin Timberlake is a hell of an artist. I was a huge fan of him even growing up, but it's something about Usher's music that connects with people. So I'm not even sure that would be a great battle for Usher. It'll be a great battle for Justin Timberlake. To kind of cross over a little bit more and have people recognize, just how many records he does have.
Right.
Usher is one of those guys that's in a league of his own, just like Chris Brown. Like he has to battle one of those guys. There's no disrespect to anybody else.
Chris Brown ain't doing it.
And Usher might not do it either. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys have enough. People really love their music. I just say they really love their music, no matter what color you are or anything. They just make good music and they stand alone. So.
Yeah, but I feel like Usher is obviously open to it because, to your point, Nina, he wouldn't keep coming up. As soon as Chris Brown came up, he kind of put out like, no disrespect to anyone, I'm not going against no one. He kind of like put that out right away, where Usher has not done that. So I feel like he is interested And maybe just to highlight his own music and from a branding perspective, he's just interested in doing it.
Right. It'll definitely be well deserved. I think that's one of the great things about the verses is it lets you praise the people that may not be getting praised at the moment. And Usher is definitely one of the artists with, like I said, a catalog that's crazy. But who would be like a good match for him for the people that do want to do it?
Right. It's hard. I mean, I think Justin's probably the best one,
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I just wasn't a fan of Chris Brown and Usher. That battle just wasn't anything that I would be interested in.
You want to see them dance? Just have a dance off?
This is a music off, no, because I just feel like they're two different eras. I have no interest in that. I would much rather see, like I've said before, Chris Brown and Drake, because I feel like their music is more.
Really? Know about Chris Brown and Drake. That ain't even good.
I just don't want to see Chris Brown and Usher. Like, I don't know why. I don't know. I feel like I want to see Chris Brown really go head to head with somebody else that is like, they're in the same category,
Right,
I feel like Usher's more like an OG, his catalog is undeniable. He needs to battle someone that has been like in the game. Not that Chris Brown hasn't. What?
Genuine?
Okay, bro. That was so disrespectful, Garnet.
No.
That was so disrespectful.
You said that he was disrespected by Justin Timberlake, and you put a Genuine.
Well, listen, because I'm just going by the people that are available. You're saying OGs that have a catalog. I mean, he is an OG. He does have
not an Usher catalog.
Against Usher.
That's why Chris Brown makes sense to me as far as like that. That's the point I just was trying to prove. Like,
yeah,
right.
You think his catalog is worthy? I get it.
Yeah, who else you gonna put up against him? Genuine, and there's no disrespect to Genuine, but he's
maybe Trey. How about Trey? Is that tired?
I mean, Trey's songs came out the same year that Chris Brown came out, so
I guess.
Is it an OG thing?
I don't know. Trey was older than Chris Brown was.
Yeah, he was.
Brown came out when he was 15.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. I just, I in no way I'm trying to disrespect any Usher fans or anything. I just think that I don't have an interest in it because his catalog is so great. I don't know if anybody can really go toe to toe with him. I get that Chris Brown's catalog is equally as great. That's not something that I would want to see, So, yeah, but we'll see if they actually make this whole Usher thing happen because it seems like they're pushing it. Hi, Mama.
How are you?
Good, right on time. I like someone who's on time. Yes.
You tell me.
Listen, you in album mode. Why wouldn't you be on time?
You feel me? We gotta be on time.
Yeah.
This is Angelica Villa. We're welcoming her to the Mina's House podcast. I'm Mina SayWhat.
I'm Shana B.
Hey. AKA Sherlock Homebody.
Welcome, Angelica.
Hey, thank you for having me.
No problem, girl. We've been talking about your album, your debut album. Are you excited?
Yes.
I'm so excited. I've been working on this for like over 2 years. So it's been a journey. I'm super excited that it's out though.
Yeah. I mean, you put out an album during a pandemic. Like, how challenging was that? And it's your first album. So this is like your first situation. You're on a major label. And it's like the whole world is different.
It's definitely a challenge, but thank God that we got social media and like technology. Because if we was in a pandemic and like I released the album and we ain't had no technology, that would be bad.
Right.
How have you been navigating through that, like with this being your first project? Like I know on your social media, I don't know if that was recent or it was current when you were like recording and you were just saying like grinding through this pandemic. Like how has those challenges been of trying to be face to face with the fans and how you interact with them?
I feel like during the pandemic, I learned so much. I learned how to record myself way better. I got my setup in the crib, so I don't even need to go to the studio. I just do it in my crib. I'd be recording covers and stuff like that. But it has affected the way like I do the rollout because I don't get to have that intimate interaction that I love with the people. So
Yeah,
Like,
one of the
and
things
we would be doing this in person too.
right, exactly. I love that you were going through your comments though and commenting directly to each of your fans. Like that's so dope that
Yeah.
you take the time out to really do that because it's a bunch of comments because you've got a great amount of followers, which is good. But that was awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Did you have any talks about pushing back the album? Like, was that ever a conversation?
I mean, not due to the pandemic, due to like, I wanted us to be ready and I wanted us to, you know, be prepared so that once we have a date locked in, we already ready to like, let the missile go.
Yeah. So who pushed back on that?
Me.
Okay.
I was like, hold on. We gotta get this good. We gotta get this ready. We gotta get this ready. But I'm so thankful for my team because none of this would have happened without my team.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know just talking about your team and people know, and the people know, you know, you got Fat Joe behind you, you got Roc Nation behind you. You have a team, girl.
Right.
Yes, we got the missile.
And just talk about like for you being an artist, and I know you've been doing this for so long, what it means, the importance of having such a stable team like that behind you.
It's like super important because it's like it's a lot that goes into releasing an album alone. Like it's just so much that a lot of people don't know what we had to be going through behind the scenes. But it's like if you just keep it like if you go into it with a positive mindset and you just make sure that you taking care of your business, then you should be fine. Like. And you got to learn the business and learn like everything that like you're doing, you know, learn your movements and stuff like that. But being a part of Roc Nation, being like with a part of Fat Joe's like camp RNG, it's a blessing because especially like him being in the game for like over 15 years, it's like he's guiding me towards the right direction and he just be dropping gems. So
yeah. I remember the first time I met you, you were talking about how involved he was in the music and just making sure everything looks right from like your look and, you know, the visuals and everything like that. How involved was he during the process of putting this album together?
I mean, like More in the Morning, All I Do Is For You, like Next Episode, all of those songs was like when I first got signed to him. So the first week, I know
those are actually my favorite songs, girl. Those are my favorite songs.
Mina was just saying All I Do Is For You.
Yes. And next episode, how you flip the Dr. Drake,
Yes. It's been a process, but it's been a lovely journey, and I'm thankful for the trials and tribulations because if it wasn't for it, I wouldn't have known a lot of the stuff that I know now. Because the project was supposed to come out a year ago, and so had it came out a year ago, like a lot of the stuff that's on there now probably wouldn't have been there. So,
like which ones?
Like Your Plug, like Why. Actually, Why I kind of slipped that in there. Like once we was like getting ready, because it was already out, so I'm like, I'm gonna just put it on the project.
Yeah.
But, which other one? Actually, yep. One that was crazy about Your Plug. Your Plug was not even supposed to go on the project. I'm like, you know what? Because I was having a team meeting. I'm like, it's just they asked me the question. So this is an EP or album. I'm like, oh, y'all asking me? Okay, album.
Right.
So I put that in there. I hit Jen Morel up. She sent the verse right away. And Dizzy, shout out to my A&R. He put the Mariah play together, and that's my baby. I really love that one. But Why I did that one in the living room
with Jacquees.
Yes. Then after we went to Jacquees' house and he laid his little gems, you know, making sure I'm popping, you feel me? Super humble man. But what's the other one? Love Too Hard. That's actually my team. We actually had that song recorded like a year ago. So
wow, you're so passionate about it. I love it, girl.
Yeah.
Is this like the perfect project, or there's things that you wish you would have been able to still do?
There was things that I wish I was like able to do. Like I don't even want to say because I'm gonna just manifest it for my next project.
All right. Yes.
I was just about to ask that too. Like, what outside of just the pandemic and the stuff that everybody's battling, what other things were you battling just to complete this project, for us to hear?
As far as like the music?
Yeah, just like the creating process and everything like that, maybe even strategizing with your team and stuff. So
actually, one thing that I struggled with the project was the interludes, because I recorded my interludes like right here in this like bedroom, and my file, like I deleted it by mistake. So it was a different I was saying the same thing, but like the first one, I guess it was not meant to be, because the entire session deleted when I was sending it out. And so I'm like, yo, I was so frustrated because I had to turn it in that same day. And so I'm like, damn, and I had this ready and I was just mixing it right now, making sure it sounded, like professional. But I had to re-record it that same moment. I was so mad, but I just put that anger towards, what?
Girl, you checking a dude's phone in the interlude?
Yes.
The interludes are playing no games.
What's this? That shit ain't sliding with me.
Garnett, if you have a girl and she's checking your phone, how you like, you think that's okay, or how are you feeling about that?
Oh man, yeah, that's gonna hurt my heart a little.
How about if Angelica's checking your phone?
I'm still gonna be heartbroken because listen, I got the Face ID. That means you done put my face on my phone without me knowing.
Nah, we got the finger too. Why you sleeping?
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's gonna hurt my heart in the morning. I don't care how beautiful your smile is.
The bad part is I've thought about the Face ID and just hovering over it. But that's
now, but sometimes the Face
I thought
ID
about
don't be working.
I know.
No, lately it's not been working for me.
Angelica, how much of this project is like about your life? Because I can tell these are some of the things you're going through.
A lot. Actually, I would say 95% of the project is actually what I've gone through. Besides, like, tell them that I could pull up in my Rolls Royce. I took that flip from the actual Bonnie and Shine song. So, like, I was listening to it and I sat down. I'm like, yeah, that would be, like, dope to reference back to that, because then it will, like, make people reminisce on the actual original song. And then, like, the threesome song with, like, it's in theory of a threesome. So I ain't never did no threesome. But it's like, I'm pretty sure that there has been people who have been through that predicament where it's like their little boo thing, or supposedly boo thing, a boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. They say that they down for you, but you see them that they freaking giving other girls attention. It's like, what's up? I thought I was the one and only.
Right.
It's like, we ain't doing no. And so it's like, it's either me or her.
Right.
And so that's where like the reference of next episode even started. And I wrote it with Joelle James. She's the girl who wrote Boot Up.
With Chris. Yeah, she's been working with Chris Brown too. Joelle. So I'm telling you, I love All I Do Is For You in the morning, obviously. Next episode, I think, is my favorite one, just because I'm a fan of how you flipped such a like gritty hip hop song into an R&B song.
Yeah.
Thank you. Shout out Rock Walla.
Yes. So Deception season 1, like, why that? Like, why Deception?
It's okay. You meet somebody. I don't want to say just a guy or girl. You meet somebody and they claim that they can hold it down. But it's like you see little things that you don't want to overreact over it. But it's like you put 2 and 2 together later on, and it's like, you know what? I knew I wasn't tripping, because sometimes people like to gaslight you and make you feel like you tripping. Like, it's a lot.
Oh yeah, you're emotional, or no, you doing too much, or you're overreacting.
Yeah, it's like I'm overreacting. It's like, why are you even liking the picture in the first place?
Right.
Like, hold up.
Right. She got her vagina out. Why you gotta like that picture?
Right.
Her whole vagina is out, and that's the picture you like?
That's
what I'm saying. And it's like, I go through your phone, I see a little song, and it's like I could try to play it off, but it's like eventually it's gonna come out because you deceived me. It's like you claim that you could hold it down, but really I should have just followed my gut feeling from the start. Like, I should have never fucked with you.
Is there a season 2 of Deception?
I was just about to ask.
There's a season 2, but it is.
Okay.
I ain't gonna call it deception. I already know what I'm gonna call it, but I ain't gonna jinx it. So I'm just manifest it.
Okay.
I'm waiting on it then. We're gonna wait on that. Waiting on that.
Yes.
Girl, so your body is goals, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
How
we
you
were talking about just you and just, your appearance and just how you're naturally beautiful.
Yeah.
And, in today's world and social media, we need to celebrate more. And I'm not bashing any woman, but we need to just celebrate naturally beautiful. And we were just like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Like, you're waking up like that?
I was just telling somebody my favorite thing to do, because even in quarantine, like, I try to stay as active as possible, because the second that I start feeling lazy, it's like, I gotta do something, because I love to work. I love to stay productive. And so, listen, I hate them, but planks is it. I hate them, but planks is it, because I have scoliosis, and so my back is really bad. And so when I do the planks and I work on my core, that really helps me, like, with my posture and stuff like that. And even like walking, run, or am I saying that right? Walk and run intervals, where you choose the duration of how long you want to, like, do it. Either 1 minute, or you could start off with 1 minute, work your way up to 5 minutes, where you sprint for 5 minutes and then you walk for 5 minutes. Sprint for 5 minutes and then you walk for 5 minutes. Yo, you be sweating. And that's the most effective way to lose weight, like to shed fat.
Yeah.
Girl, because I'm like, yo, I want to be Angelica's roommate. Because your body looks so good, and my body is a mess after this quarantine. And I don't understand people who be in the house working out. I can't do it.
Want to know what's crazy? I was going through my old pictures, and I had just seen a picture of like 2015 where I was in Planet Fitness working out. That was like around the time where I started my workout journey. Oh my God, I did PRX. Yo, I would recommend everybody to go to PRX. Y'all asked them about me. I was up in there.
Angelica, how many rappers slide into your DMs?
Listen, I don't even pay attention to the rappers that be sliding. That's not my focus. Like, they could slide in my DMs, but they just gonna be talking to my management team.
You're like, oh, you want to do a feature? Okay.
I mean,
knew it wasn't
work, then that's something else. Like, that's like, have your manager hit up my manager, have your NR to my NR. We do it the business way.
But on average, like, how many celebrities are in your DMs? Because I would
really don't be counting. Seriously.
Really? I would slide in your DMs if I
like the only people that I be replying to is like the repost. Like, you see when they tag you, it's like there's a video or something, or like they tag that they basically bought my album. I'll repost people like that. Like, I just really just skim through it. Like, if it's a supporter, I'm replying back, like, thank you so much, praising hands emoji or something like that. But if it's just like on some, hey, yo, Ma, you look good, scroll. You can see the preview, so I don't even bother opening it.
Do you have a crush, like a celebrity crush?
I got a husband. You feel me?
I got a husband. We got husbands now?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Girl, this is news to me.
Yes.
Since when?
I was gonna say she posted him on like Valentine's Day. She just, they probably do the respectful thing, like they don't post a lot. But she made sure he was there.
You feel me? It's not a secret. It's out there, but I like to keep my personal life personal, but I'm very, very happy. And, I'm just happy for everybody to listen to the music as well, because a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about in the music is stuff that I've been through in the past as well.
Yeah.
The question, I'm sorry. So even, with that newfound, I didn't know you had a husband. Like, how do you...
He's sad.
I didn't know. But like,
he's sick today and sad.
No, so like, how do you, you're a beautiful woman in the industry. How do you, I guess, keep your husband secure in what you do?
I mean, he does the same thing. He's been in the industry for like 15 years. He's the person that I did the Y song with. And that's how I got the connection with Jacquees, because he's been working with Jacquees since before he started. He actually recently just released Chris Brown and Jacquees a song with them. It just recently came out, but he just went gold but Moneybag Yo. So he's doing his thing, but like his stuff is his stuff and my stuff is my stuff. But as far as like the business, I don't even get into that. I let my label and them handle that. Like we just do the creative, and so it's sometimes that we even get creative together because we don't even like to mix the business and pleasure, basically.
I was gonna say I've had situations where if you date someone that kind of does the same thing as you do, you start mixing, and then the relationship starts getting confused.
That's what
you don't know how to separate.
That's why we try to keep it as far away as possible, because we don't want it to affect our relationship, because that's not even how we started. Like we met through music, but we was not even on that type of time. It was like, okay, like, all right, that was literally our type of like energy towards us. And it's like, how we broke the ice was, oh yeah, you smoke. Oh, okay.
Thank God for the smoking.
Smoke
We were
session.
just having a conversation about life, and it was genuine. It was like, all right, but it was still like, it was an understanding that we ain't trying to fuck with each other on that type of level. But really, we was just only talking to each other. So it's like, I'm gonna hold you down. It was mutual, definitely mutual.
Are you still living in the Bronx?
So I go back from the Bronx to Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Is he in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
She's like,
Girl,
are
you gonna move down there?
I'm basically there. But I also have family here, so it's like I try to balance my time. So I either stay here for a month and then go back over there for like a month or two, then stay here for like a month or two and then go back. It's like, I just try to spread my time evenly.
Yeah. Because family is very important to you.
Yes, I'm super family oriented. Super.
Do you get different, I guess, like, and do you get different inspirely from the two different places as far as like Atlanta and just being home?
I'm gonna be honest, I feel less productive musically when I'm in New York, because I'm just around family, and so I like to spend my time with my family. And then like I left my setup in Atlanta because I'm mainly over there, and that's where like I'm just like in my own space, my own zone. I'm just focused on that. But when I'm here, I'm sharing space with my family. So it's like, I'm always like here, home, or like I got my ring light here. This time I had to bring my ring light because, we got to get these interviews popping.
Angelica, so you have Tory Lanez on the project on Love Too Hard. Is it kind of weird considering what has happened with him recently?
I mean, I don't even know, like, we all don't know really what's going on. Like, I don't want to assume, so I just stray away from that. I mind my own business. But Megan is my Roc Nation sister, so I am praying for her speedy recovery.
Yeah. Who else are you thinking about working with right now that's like kind of like in your same pool,
I don't know if you would like if he's not what do you mean by same pool?
Like we all have the people like, oh my God, we want to work with Beyonce. I know you love Beyonce, right?
Okay, yes.
So she's like an idol, but someone that you want to work with that's like your peer, like you guys are making music together and maybe you're in the same age bracket or the same kind of music.
Saweetie, Miss Mulatto.
Yes.
Like,
I can see that. Yes.
There's a couple people who's like dumb fire. Danny Lay, like that. Shana, that's my Dominican sister.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes.
Like Cardi B. I mean, she woo. She like way up there. So that's probably not in my pool, but I definitely want to work with Cardi B.
Yeah.
J. Cole. I'm just
just for the Brat.
Yes. Now you got to get out the pool, girl. Get out the pool. Get the fan. Because I just love when women collaborate with one another, like, and then just make a lot of music. I mean, there's so much talent between, like you mentioned, Sweetie and Kehlani and Janae Aiko.
Yes, Kehlani. What are you talking about? Yes, her album, too, that she just dropped, fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
What else are you listening to, like, besides your album?
Kehlani's album is actually my go-to. Like lately, since she dropped that project, Toxic is my favorite. Serial Love is my favorite. Like,
yes.
And then Janae Aiko is always a go-to.
Yeah.
Her album, both of their albums are so crazy.
Yes, and I love that Black is King that Beyonce just dropped.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
that's your boo. I remember Angelica and I were talking about how she first met Beyonce, and what were you singing to her? You sang something to her? No, right? No. You wanted to, and what was the conversation that you were?
I had said something to her. I think I was trying to say, like, I forgot, honestly. I was trying to say something to her, and I fumbled my words, and she was like, "Thank you," but you could tell she was a little bit confused with what I said.
Yeah.
It was like I said something along the lines of, like, I love you so much. Your music is beautiful. I said something like that. I don't know, but it didn't make sense. Like, I fumbled my words, and I was just starstruck. That was the time that I could truly say that I was starstruck.
Yeah. Since that time, you've been doing a lot of stuff with Joe. Like, have you met other people that you're like, oh my God, I can't even believe I'm meeting this person?
Honestly, I think of everybody as, like, we all human beings. We all eat, drink, too much information, but we poop the same too. Like, it's like we all human. We all feel things. We all go through things. Like, we all have bones. The same way. So, I try to think of it as that's a regular person. Like,
me too, but Beyonce is like,
I
don't know. Beyonce's not regular.
Nah, she top tier.
She is top tier. I met my Beyonce one time, and everything that I said later, I was like, oh my God, was I just
No, that's what I was saying. I'm like, yo, that even makes sense. I'm just like,
y'all lucky. I was just in the same cabana with her. You know, when they do Made in America and they have the little Roc Nation lounge, I was like, oh my God, Beyonce sitting in the couch over there.
I was trying to play it off, though. I was
like, well, Deception Season 1 is out. I love the album. I'm so happy it's finally out for you.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, girl.
I got one last question. As far as Fat Joe, of course, he's been in the game for a long time.
Yes, sir.
Do y'all butt heads at all? Because I know, Fat Joe, he seems very aggressive, but he also seems like somebody you should listen to because he has a really good ear for music.
We definitely bump heads. I mean, I feel like that's everybody, like, in their team. Like, there's always going to be ups and downs. Sometimes I'll be like, I'll have a suggestion. I'll be like, yo, this should be like this. And be like, I know what I'm doing. Listen to me. And, sometimes you should have listened to me. But he's always right.
Yeah. It happens, man. It happens between everybody. I remember having that conversation with Anderson .Paak and how he bumped heads with Dr. Dre.
Mm-hmm.
This is freaking Dr. Dre. Like, when you're a creative, you want things a certain way, but these other mentors have so much catalog.
It comes from a place of love and passion, like just passion for the music. So and passion for the vision. So
and Joey knows how to reinvent himself, man.
Yes, sir.
Joey, listen, from the Big Pun situation into then Terror Squad into then his own artist and now Jopra.
And like all the acting he does. What was the one thing on Netflix was it She Gotta Have It? Yes, it was like so great to just see him because I forgot he was Fat Joe. I was just so into his character.
Yeah.
I watched that show. It was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even that movie, what was that movie with Kevin Hart? Night School.
Night School.
That was the other way, yeah.
Damn, let me find out Joey got his little acting credit.
Come on now.
What's up with you? You gonna be acting soon, boo?
Listen, I am not only trying to do music, I'm trying to tap into everything. Fashion industry, whether it's modeling for like being a brand ambassador for makeup or even creating my own makeup and modeling for brands, big brands or small brands, whoever. Like I just want to be tapped into the modeling industry as well. Print modeling, runway modeling, acting, all that stuff. Dancing, I'm already like diving into it, but I definitely want to get more in depth with it. So yeah.
Let me tell you, I hosted a concert and Angelica was performing, and this is the first time that I saw her perform. And I was like, yo, this is, you know, it's not that I didn't expect anything. I just didn't expect what you gave. Like, I thought she was just gonna go out there and sing her music. No, she had backup dancers. She had they had little routines. I think they bought a chair out or something. I said, wait a minute.
We had the whole 360.
Yes, I was very impressed. And
thank you.
You was killing it, girl. So
I really appreciate that. Seriously.
We'll see when's the next time you get to perform, because the way the world
Yeah.
I'm definitely doing some virtual performances.
I was just about to say, virtual performances are on the rise now.
That's definitely coming up. Like we already working on that. Me and the team working on that. So we on it. So keep an eye out for that.
Definitely will.
Yeah.
So that's it. You're working on acting, virtual performances, makeup line.
I actually did some auditions during the pandemic. So I'm just
cool.
back. Like I'm telling you, I'm trying to get in there.
How was that process? Like, did you come out of the auditions feeling confident about it?
Yeah, because I always even when I was younger, I always okay, Hannah Montana. It's like she would snap into it and snap out of it. And she was also an actress. I was watching her on TV acting. So I would just try to practice. Like if somebody says something to me, I would practice my reaction. Like, what? I would just practice and I would just give different reactions of saying the same thing. And so basically that was kind of like my practice, because when I got to reading the scripts, it came like second nature. I'm like, damn, I feel like I've been doing this.
That's good.
Yeah,
the only thing, because I never did an audition, was the positioning of how I had my camera. So I had to do the audition, but it was good that they asked me to redo it.
Right.
So I was like, I got ya, and I did it the same day.
Girl, good for you. I tried and I could not memorize them lines. And I was ad-libbing. You know, I'm on the radio, so they give you scripts. And then I don't read it word for word. I interpret it in my own, in the way that I speak. So I'm so good at that I would read the script and interpret it the way that I speak. And they'd be like, no, you need to read what's on the paper. And I was like, I don't know how to do that.
In the day. They literally gave it to me the day before, and I had to record it the day after. So
wow.
I had to sing a musical. So I had to learn the song and learn the script. So
wow.
Girl, God bless you.
Yeah, we'll be looking out for that.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Deception season 1 is out.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes, ma'am. And if all our viewers and listeners, please check it out. Amazing body of work.
Dope album.
And we're happy you waited so you can get it right,
Yeah.
But I'm sure the first version probably sounded fire. So.
Nah, it definitely still sounded fire.
Right.
I wanted to add more to it, though. The interludes wasn't there, so I just wanted to tie in the story and just get the message across more better. Or not better, because it was already fire. But I just wanted it to be more clearer.
Yeah. All right, babe. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Can't wait to see you in real life.
Yes, for real. Once this pandemic over, we got to link up.
Yes, I got to work out with you, girl.
Let's get it.
Because
I'm down. Don't tell me that. I'm down.
I got this quarantine 15, girl. It is not cute.
Quarantine 25.
I'm about to go body these crab legs, so I'm slipping, but
listen, your food goes right to your ass, girl. The rest of us,
and my thighs.
Our food goes to our stomach.
Yeah, definitely.
Y'all, I love y'all guys so much.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all. Bye, babe. How cute was she?
She's so cute.
She has a nice personality. Like I can see her on TV or in a big screen, something like that. Her personality is very, very captivating.
She's very bubbly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but she's always been like that. Like sometimes some of the newer artists, when you interview them, sometimes they don't have the training all the way there. So it's very inconsistent. Like you'll talk to them and they'll be really good one day, and then you'll talk to them again and you're like, oh, they really suck, you know? because they don't know how to like turn it on yet, you know? It's like when you become a real professional, and I've had to learn this throughout my career, it doesn't matter what's going on in my life. I could be depressed that day. One day I had broken up with my boyfriend. I had to go on the radio and entertain people. Like when you're in the entertainment business, you have to put whatever's going on with you personally to the side and really compartmentalize and push. Like the fact that you're sick, Garnett, but you're still here means that you're taking a step towards really being a professional, in that it doesn't matter what's going on with you. You show up, you know, and you make it work. And she's like that.
I was gonna say, like you said, some is training, and some, like with her, it just seems very natural. Like you know, these people that you know have just this natural ability to really be a star and want that. And you know, I know she talks about her journey of wanting this for years. So you know, you do have those people when they get their moment. I'm not gonna let it pass me by, and I'm gonna show up every day.
Yeah, she has naturally though. She has that personality, but even people who naturally have it, you go through things, you know? And I really liked your question, Garnett, you know, during the pandemic, like how difficult it was for her to create, because I think during the pandemic, we all kind of went through this situation where like it was hard, you know, in different ways for different people. You know, I was talking to D, shout out to D, the weatherman from Roc Nation. He was saying how when the pandemic first started, he really struggled with it at first, but then he got acclimated with it. Whereas for me at first, it was easy. I was good. And then after 2 months, I really started to feel it. So like everybody kind of deals with things differently. So Garnett, are you okay? Because I felt like, I don't know. I feel like when you're around girls, you get quiet. What's up with that?
Oh, listen. I'm trying to let her talk. I'm trying to let everybody talk. I got my own questions. Now I'm good. I'm straight. Listen, I feel better around women anyway. I'm good. I'm straight.
Oh, we know from past podcasts. We have the video footage.
Here we go.
Listen, you're a Scorpio. You gotta elude BD energy, okay?
Yeah, definitely. I'm just very, you know, I'm chill. I like to observe, then I attack. That's all.
And that is probably Scorpio.
That's it.
And then they leave you attack.
You missing lives.
Right. And they just going. And turn your phone off to nothing.
I can't stand y'all two. Where's Dexter when you need him?
Dexter would have asked Angelica what's her favorite TV show.
Definitely.
So let's wrap up our conversation real quick. So the Brat, and maybe you want to explain this, Shana.
Well, we all know that the Brat and Mariah Carey are very close friends. Well, and I don't know if we all know that, but people who don't know, they have been friends for years, like really, really close friends.
Wait, I just wanted to, at one point they said they were dating.
Right. People tried to insinuate that they were dating because
that's how close.
That's how close they are. But, and I know, you know, just people that know them, they just really are close friends.
Right.
And they were having this conversation on their show, and Portia and everybody's talking about, you know, men that lie on their dicks. And, you know, the Brat brought up the whole Eminem situation. But normally where the Brat kind of, you know, especially with her friendship with Mariah, she kind of protects that. She doesn't tell a lot of details. I don't know if she just felt like, you know, when Eminem and Nick Cannon went through that last thing, like there were things that she wished she could have said that she ain't jumping to say. The Brat started spilling the tea. Like, listen, if you want to say facts, say facts. Y'all slept together, but y'all ain't sleep together. When you got in that bed fully clothed, you pre-ejaculated. And I'm like, oh.
Wow.
Look at this man to say.
Eminem.
You got that excited to lay next to Mariah Carey? You could wait.
Listen, I might have did the same thing. What do you mean? That's Mariah. I don't know. Nick might have did that his first time anyway.
First of all, if you are laying next to her in the bed and you're letting one loose in your pants, you have no business laying next to Mariah. No business if you can't handle just laying. You're just laying next to her. Like
laying next. You ain't even do no bumper grind.
Nothing. Nothing. On some American Pie-ish where you're just like That's so uncomfortable.
Mariah. And it's like who?
So you're saying you understand where that could have happened, and you sympathize or empathize with Eminem.
I mean, because what was Mariah wearing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it don't matter.
This was all I'm saying is no shame in your game, Eminem. I get it. I pray that doesn't happen to me. But I get it. That's Mariah Carey we talking about.
You have no business being with Mariah if that's what you're gonna do. Like you're not ready for her at all.
He had no business. He had no business. That's why that happened. So I get it.
He was like, "Is this really happening to me?"
I'm surprised though, because again, the Brat is very protective of their relationship and just not divulge. But like I said, maybe she just felt like when all that was going on and Eminem was saying what he was saying, and when you see people. You don't necessarily want to insert yourself in it, especially in today's day of social media. But maybe she just felt like, oh, I've been waiting to get this out and really tell what happened.
I was very surprised by that, too. I'm surprised she's even putting out a book. Yeah. Like, Mariah notoriously has been very, very secretive. She's been in the game for 30 years. Mm-hmm. And think about it. We don't know much about her personal life outside of the canon.
No, and the kids, like we don't really, we know the people that she's dated and everything, but we don't know details. It's like she is this facade of Mariah, like, you don't get too close, you don't touch and feel, and you see her shopping or see her doing something, whatever she puts out is like, because she wanted to put out, if there's something of her personally, and I feel like the kids made her be a little bit more open to even what we do see.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm going to read this book.
Yeah.
I'm going to be right there. Even when she came out and said she was bipolar, I'm like, that's not Mariah.
Right.
At all. Right. So, yeah, but she has bipolar too, which is not as manic as like a Kanye bipolar. Mm-hmm. So, which to be honest, I didn't even know there was a bipolar 2 until Mariah came forward about it.
Yeah.
And then I even started to educate myself on the different levels of bipolar, the disease, and how some are more manic than others.
Yeah, because hers is very manageable.
Right.
Yeah, so, yeah, and it's so funny. Every time I think of Mariah Carey, and now we're on Mariah Carey, I went to her show in Vegas, and she is like the perfectionist. It was like the first day of her show coming back to Caesars, and I guess they didn't have all the kinks worked out. So when stuff was happening, Mariah just says it over the mic, like, I don't know, is there going to be a spotlight on me? Thank you. Yo, I'm like, spotlight dude about to get fired.
He got put on the spot. That's what it was.
I love that.
There's something happened with the dancers, and her boyfriend is like the head dancer, and they're supposed to get people from the audience. And she literally said to Mike, like, okay, so who's going to do this? Who's in charge of this part? Because I'm not going down there in this dress.
I love that. I love that about her.
She crazy. Don't she walk around with her own like lighting crew or something like that?
That's what they say.
Well,
I mean, again, we don't see her outside of what we see of her, really.
I've seen her once. I've interviewed her once. She didn't have a lighting crew. However, actually, no. She made us get the lighting crew. That's what it was.
Lights. She's not playing about
She didn't bring it, but she made us get lights. So we had to get lights for her. And when we were taking pictures, we were in the hallway outside of where I interviewed her. And I wanted to take a picture before we went out into like the crowd. And so the crowd could take pictures with her. And then she literally was like, darling, I don't. She was like, darling, I don't take pictures on the fluorescent lighting. And I was like, oh. She was like, darling, don't ever take pictures under fluorescent lighting. It will do nothing for your beauty. And I was like, okay.
You're like,
no more fluorescent lighting. So now
out here.
I pull the Mariah card all the time. And when people want to take pictures, I'll be like, oh, Mariah taught me and said, darling, don't take pictures under these raggedy ass fluorescent lights. So we not gonna do that because Mariah said that to me. So, but I can't wait to read this book.
Yeah,
and I will be
soon.
right there reading it. All right, guys.
Your notebook.
That means we done. We finito. Please watch us on YouTube.
Definitely.
I'm working on getting a very specific username.
Yeah.
Since we literally just got on YouTube, we have all the letters and numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't let.
We on our way.
Right. So, baby steps. I remember when I first started the podcast, like 4 or 5 years ago, I used to get like 9, 10 views. But like, it's crazy how when you're consistent with it, you literally see the views going up.
Mm-hmm.
And on SoundCloud, like it's hard to get views on SoundCloud. And I started seeing like 1,000, 2,000 on SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, so it's like, everything you start small and you just build and you're consistent and you put it up and you promote it. And then next thing you know, the 9, 10 turns into 100, 500, 1,000, 2,000. And I really enjoy watching that growth,
Yeah.
So
if you build it, they will come.
Yes. So thank you for everybody who's been watching on YouTube, or even if you're still just listening on the podcast app or Google Play or Apple Podcasts. We're on the iHeartRadio app, which I didn't even know.
I didn't know that.
We are.
Okay.
I thought you told me that a little while ago.
See, well, she didn't tell me.
I don't know how we got on there. I mean, maybe one of the platforms that we're on is feeding iHeartRadio.
Okay.
That's the only thing that I could think of, because the platforms that I know we're on is SoundCloud, podcast app, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, and now YouTube. So, I don't know how I was Googling the pod and iHeartRadio came up. So we're on there as well.
It's a blessing. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but thank you if you're listening on iHeartRadio. So, all right. Well, thank you. That's the 139th episode. Thank you to Angelica Villa for joining us. She's a sweetheart, and please support her music. She's very talented, very hardworking, very ambitious, and she's clearly about her business because she don't respond to, any cute guys trying to holler at her in her DMs.
Nope.
So don't try it, Garnett. And she got a whole man.
Right, and she got a whole man.
I did. Now she gave us an explanation on why she don't respond back, so I'm good now. But yeah, I definitely slid in her DM.
But otherwise,
really, you have?
Nah, I'm joking.
Oh, okay. I was like, that'll be hilarious. I want to see. I will put the screenshot right at the end of the podcast. Hi, Angelica. My name is Garnett, aka Sherlock Homeboy.
I'm not coming off like that. That's a stiff right there.
How are you? Okay, so how do you slide into someone's DMs that you don't know?
See, I just try to be as funny and as witty as possible. So I got like 4 or 5 go-to like lines to start off with. That
you're not even being original with the DM.
No. I mean, it is original. I created them.
Yeah, but it's not like you see the person and you feel compelled to say X. You already know I'm gonna go through 1 through 4 or 5.
So it's because it's not in real life. So in real life, you can maneuver in a certain way. You can gauge if somebody's gonna respond back. Usually, people say hi back in real life. On the internet, you gotta have them at least respond to you. because a lot of pretty women, they will just ignore it and leave you on scene. So you gotta find a way to engage and have them want to respond back. So I have 5 that's like automatic, like even if you don't want to say anything else after the laugh, at least you laugh.
Okay.
Well,
I'm very interested in hearing these 5.
I'm gonna slide in the DM. Watch. I'm a not like that. I'm gonna slide in the and just let me know if it works.
All right, I'll see what the effect is. I'll put you. You know how they got the different folders now on Instagram?
Oh, okay. So they got a general and primary.
I'll put you in the general pile. I'll put you in the general pile.
All right, let's see what's going on.
All right, thanks guys for watching. It's the 139th episode of the Mina's House podcast. I'm Mina SayWhat.
I'm Shana B.
Garnett Briscoe, aka Sherlock Homeboy. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Bye.